welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. Today I am reviewing my boyfriend's Tesla Model 3 long range dual motor. Not a performance. It's not performance. It's got about 340 horsepower roughly, 3.2 seconds to 60, and I'm not gonna lie, I really like this car. Controversially, I really like it. I shouldn't admit that. As a petrol head, I shouldn't be telling anyone that, but I really like this car. I'm sorry everyone. Let's go and have a look around. Aesthetically, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like the front end of this car. I think it looks like it's been picked up, put down again at a weird angle, and it's kind of, the front end looks like it's trying to be sporty, and then it's too high, and I don't know, proportions are all off for me. I just don't like it at all. However, it is made to be super aerodynamic with virtually no drag, and to be honest, you haven't got to look at it when you're inside. Rear end though, really like how that looks. I think it looks kind of Model S-y, and I really do actually like how the Model S looks. So it's a dual motor, which means that it's got a motor on the front and rear axle, which means that the car's more balanced, it can go further in terms of range, and also it's faster. So you've got a couple of different models of Model 3, and this is essentially the one down from the performance. It's faster than the standard one and goes further on a charge. Okay, from the front, kind of just a normal car. Now, my boyfriend is a psychopath and spec'd white seats, which you obviously wouldn't want to do if you have dogs, children, or anything that could get your seats muddy and dirty, because they do. Storage wise, it's pretty good. So you've got storage in there, decent cup holders, more storage in there. It's quite big in there, as you can see. And then glove box, you go down here, click glove box on there, and then glove box. Ta-da! And then you've also got wireless charger there. I don't know if that's spec'd on all of them, but it's spec'd on this particular one. Nice big seats in the back. Again, you've got to be a psycho to spec it with these colour seats, because they're going to get dirty. But yeah, boot wise, pretty good size. I'd say the RS5 is kind of easier to use if you've got big stuff in the back, because the boot opening is a lot smaller in this, whereas the RS5 opens up fully. But pretty good size. And then you've also got more storage under here. And then I'm also going to show you the front boot as well in a second. And you've also then got a front boot, which you open there. Front boot. Now it does come with charger, so that, you know, if you're somewhere that hasn't got a like a normal car charger, you can plug it into the wall essentially. That's the other charger, the normal charger. Yeah. Back inside, you've got this massive screen. What I'm not going to do is go through the screen, because I will be here for hours, to be honest, and also they've been out long enough that you can find plenty of videos on how the screen works and what controls they've got and all that sort of thing. I think Matt Watson has done more than one video on these, so again, should be fairly easy to find. What we're going to do instead is go for a drive. So I'm going to put my seat forward because I'm a midget, and off we go. Okay, so I'm going to be honest, I was one of those people that absolutely hated EVs, and really hated Teslas, if I'm totally honest. I always used to say that, you know, they'd never have any driving experience, they'd be rubbish to drive. You know, I didn't see the point in the whole EV thing. I didn't see the point in the charging, and I just thought it would be an absolute frustration for anyone, you know, going on a trip and then you have to pull over and charge. Like, what? But that was until I drove this car. It is so good to drive. I was absolutely shocked. It's really direct. My RS5, I think if you watch the previous video to this one on the RS5, you'll know that I refer to it as the carbon fibre bus, because that's what it's like to drive. It's like driving a bus. This is just really nimble, and you think and it turns. It's just, it feels agile, it feels small, do you know what I mean? Considering they're meant to be so heavy, you really can't feel the weight on them at all. And I think that's so impressive what Tesla have done with these cars. Now, I obviously can't talk for any of the bigger ones, but the Model 3, which is what this is really good to drive. I'm sorry, but it is. But yeah, all in all, if I was going to if I had to choose between this and the RS5 to go for a hoon about in, it would 100% be this. As I say, it's just really nimble, agile. Like, it just, I don't know, it feels like a proper little car, and you've got this tiny little steering wheel. It doesn't look like it from the video, but the steering wheel is actually pretty small. I mean, the RS5 steering wheel is like this. It feels like you're driving a bus. Obviously, the acceleration. I'm not going to do yet another video on a Tesla acceleration, because everyone and his dog does that, and you can go and find a Tesla acceleration video anywhere you like. So yeah, I'm not going to do that because I don't need to. One of the biggest things for me, I guess, like the bits that I had to get used to, was the no gears thing. So I've obviously got the automatic in the RS5. However, this has absolutely no gears, so you haven't even got flappy paddles with it. And that was actually kind of my biggest, not frustration, because I've obviously got an automatic, so I do sometimes drive around without using the flappy paddles or whatever. But it was really weird getting used to it because when I go on a hoon, I put the RS5, and when I had the McLaren do the same thing, I'd put them into manual mode and use the flappy paddles. You can't do this in this. It's literally got one gear. It's then also got the regenerative braking, which is another thing to get used to, because you don't have to use the brake pedal, because it charges the battery when you take your foot off the accelerator, and then it slows down for you. So I'm hoping you'll be able to see this in the video that I'm doing on the GoPro. But yeah, so you can see here, it has the little green bit, so that's regenerative. That's essentially, that's basically charging the battery. Now, it's not great, like you might get a couple of % or whatever on a drive, but on a short drive, but it's all right. At least, you get more bang for your buck in your on your charge. Day-to-day EV, on range, it's actually fine. You get a decent amount of miles out of it. I think the official mileage is 333 miles or something. That's the official Tesla mileage. But realistically, you get about 250 out of it, I would say. On day-to-day real life, you get about 250 out of it. But that's okay. I mean, both of my cars do about that, so I can't complain about that. And also, to charge this, it costs about £5 in the evening. So long journeys, again, not a big deal. You just kind of have to change your habits. So if we know that we're doing a long journey and we're going to end up taking this, then we just plan a stop off on the way. And it takes about 20 minutes to charge on the Tesla chargers. On the Tesla charger network is actually really good. We've not yet stopped and not been able to get onto a charger. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, can't complain about that at all. We've even taken it to Brands Hatch for a track day, because my boyfriend's track car wasn't working that day, standard. But yeah, so we ended up taking it on a track day to Brands Hatch once, and again, did absolutely fine. I think we charged it at lunch. That was it. So basically 2 full charges. One charge just before we got there, and we stopped off at a Tesla charger literally just before we got to the circuit, and then we went and had some lunch, stopped off for lunch, charged the car while we were there at one of the Tesla chargers, and went and did another full afternoon in this. So, again, can't complain. Other than that, it's nice and quiet to bomb around in. There's not much road noise, literally, not much any more than a normal car. It's got P0 EV tyres, so you have to have certain tyres for it, which then has extra and these ones have extra sound deadening. Now, things I don't like about the car, I'm not gonna lie, feels a bit plasticky inside. Like, I think I am spoiled because I've got the RS5, and the RS5 is very, like, as I say, it's got the fake carbon everywhere, or plastic reinforced carbon, it's actually called. So it's half and half fake carbon. It's got all that everywhere. you know, I think Audi go to a bit more trouble to make sure that they've got a luxury feel to their cars. This just feels, I don't know, a bit plasticky to me. It doesn't feel cheap, but you know, you can tell the difference between the RS5 and this, and you can tell that it's got a very, very different price point. The other thing that annoys me is the wipers. You haven't just got like a wiper stalk, and I don't know if this can be set or not, but it's not currently set on this one. So in every single other car in the world, it seems, you can just, you know, lift the stalk up or pull the stalk in and you get a wiper. But no, Tesla don't do it that way. In this particular one, again, I don't know if it has to be set manually. In this particular one, you press the stalk, the end of the stalk, and then on the screen, select your wiper speed. If you select auto, to be honest, rubbish. Thinks it's raining when it's not, doesn't think it's raining when it is. Like, it's just a bit meh. So you have to be, you have to actually do the wipers manually, which is fine. However, I have come accustomed to being lazy in cars now when I'm just bombing about every day, and it's frustrating, to be honest. And the other thing is, to be honest, the way it looks on the front, I still can't get on board with how they look. But having said all that, again, and as being one of those people who hated EVs, and I mean, I'm not, I was one of those proper EV warriors, like, hated them. It's like, no, it's not the future, they're gonna kill petrol, you know, I'm gonna kill myself, move out of the country, whatever, if I can't drive around in a petrol car anymore. And I still kind of feel that way. However, this has drastically changed my mind on the whole EV thing. And to be honest, you know, it's the same as people saying that McLarens are really unreliable. Yes, you get some. However, generally McLarens are reliable as long as you drive them, right? So it's like, I like to call it pub Chinese whispers. You know, when you're at the pub, you're having a conversation with someone, you bring something up and they're like, oh yeah, no, that's rubbish because of something that they heard via Chinese whispers 10 years ago, which is no longer relevant, okay? That's how I see the whole thing with McLarens. And that's also kind of how I see the whole thing with EVs now. Like, I know as a petrol head I shouldn't admit to it, I know that, but I really like this car. In fact, I like this car so much that I almost swapped the RS5 for one. It's a secret, don't tell anyone, please don't tell anyone, but I almost swapped the RS5 for one, and I got so close to buying it, but yeah, I came so close to buying one. I literally sorted out all the deal, got the money sorted on it, everything was done, and then I just got scared because I know petrol. I know that, you know, if I'm in a rush, I can just stop at a petrol station and leave the petrol station within 10 minutes. And I am also one of those people, I'm not particularly organised sometimes when it comes to like remembering to charge stuff. So I think I'd be one of those people that it would take, put it this way, it's going to take a while for me to change my habits, right? Because I know what I'm like. I'll forget to charge the bloody thing, and then I'll go out on a journey in a rush and need charge, and it'll be like, oh no. So I haven't yet taken the plunge, and I probably won't for a while. However, I love it. I love this car, proper love this car. But yeah, that is secret. I'm really sorry to all petrol heads out there. I'm sorry for admitting it. Please don't hate me. Please don't kick me out of the petrol head gang. Okay, so I'm going to start introducing what I'm going to call a fun factor to all of my videos and all the cars that I review. So if I go through my cars, the Exige, I would say fun factor 10, usability 1, because essentially it has seats, it has a steering wheel, and it starts. That's about it. Wouldn't want to use it day to day at all. The RS5, I would say in fun factor like 2 and usability 10, but that's why those two cars are my perfect 2-car garage, right? This, I would say fun factor, I'm gonna go with 7 because it is pretty fun. Yeah, I would say a 7. It's pretty good for a Hoon. I think it's a really good car. Usability, 8. And I'm giving it an 8 because if you don't plan your life correctly, which is arguably a user error, however, if you don't plan your lives correctly, it can be really inconvenient, i.e. you don't charge it and you put yourself in a rush all the time, which is literally me. So yeah, I'm gonna say 8, and I'm docking it 2 points, essentially for user error, or picnic as I call it. One of my old bosses used to call it problem in chair, not in computer. So yeah, I think I'm happy with those ratings. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment. I've got loads coming up now that we're in the new year. Loads of ideas as well. Again, I mentioned in the last video that I'm going to do a few bits with the 2 Lotuses and the 2 Audis. That's still happening. I've also currently got an Emira on loan from my local dealer who are currently working on my car. They don't know that I'm doing a video on it, but I am doing a video on it because why wouldn't you? It's the V6 one as well. But yeah, otherwise, have a great day.